The Fnaf movie, long awaited, 8 years in the making, is finally released in the cinemas. I thought that it was exactly what I expected as someone who's very invested in the lore and storytelling side of Fnaf. Many fans came out of it confused with more questions than answers. Who is Mike Schmidt? Who is Abby? Who are Mike's parents if he isn't an Afton? Well, I think I solved who they are and who their parents are. So let's get into it. We already know from the movie that Mike is not an Afton. He doesn't recognise William, and Vanessa revealed herself to be William's daughter. They could somehow change the story to have some stupid explanation like Mike had memory loss the whole time, that's why he didn't recognise his father, but that would be a stretch. Mike must be significant to the storyline somehow. He's the main character of the movie. Mike being related to Henry is a great plot twist, which makes him intertwined with the plot. But don't worry, that's not all my evidence. First of all, William recognised Mike's last name, then he got a good look at him. Most people say that look is explained by William somehow knowing the last name of Garrett, his brother that he kidnapped. So he inspected him to see if he looked like his brother. But to me that look seemed like there was more going on. If William had realised that Mike has the same last name as his old friend, then he would have had a strong reaction such as this. Henry's last name is Emily, I hear you asking. When have we actually gotten proof of this? In Henry's character encyclopedia page, he's just listed as Henry, no last name. His daughter Charlotte, however, is listed as Charlotte Emily. Emily, that's a strange last name. Maybe because it isn't her last name. It could be her middle name. That's very fitting for a girl's middle name. Sometimes people even prefer their middle name and use it as their last. Are you saying that Henry's last name is Schmidt in the games? Probably not, but in the movie, maybe. I'm not sure how significant this is, but Charlotte's death scene is more similar to Garrett's than anyone else. Am I saying that Garrett is Charlotte? No, but what I am saying is that if Henry is their parents in the movie, then that means that both in the movie and the games, one of Henry's children is killed by William, and both of them involve a car. Did you notice that Vanessa had the same toy as Garrett? It doesn't seem like the kind of toy that every kid would have, unless it's the same toy because their fathers both knew each other and were friends. Why would William Afton drive into the woods and take Garrett specifically? I feel like fans are glossing over the motives here.
He would have had more of a motive if this was his friend, or rather, old friend's son.
Another thing that I'd like to point out is the thing that got me started on this whole theory. Have you noticed that Abby doesn't look anything like Elizabeth? Some people have theorised that she's based off Elizabeth, especially since her name is an anagram for baby. But Elizabeth has long ginger hair. A bit strange to change for the movie when everyone else looks fairly similar to their character. Especially when another character from the games looks exactly like the movie character. Short dark hair, bob. Furthermore, does Abby even behave like Elizabeth? Sure, they're both stubborn and passionate about animatronics, but in my opinion, Abby aligns more with Charlotte Emily. She's less spoilt, and although she's stubborn, she seems very compassionate and puts others before herself. I saw a few people in TikTok comments make this comparison, so shout out to them, but I realised something. There are similarities between the puppet and Abby. The puppet is caring about the other animatronics, giving life to the murdered children by making them into animatronics as well. This sounds very similar to how Abby cares about the dead children inside the animatronics in the movie. She sees more than the killer robots. She sees trapped children and wants them to understand that William is the villain, not their leader. This connection also relates to Abby having seen ghosts her whole life. She's obviously connected to the children in some way, and so is Mike. Would having their brother taken away be a satisfying conclusion for that? I don't think so. But if their father was actually involved in making the robots, it would make more sense. But if you think that's all the evidence, then you're mistaken. Many of you have noticed that when the animatronics try and lower a mask onto her, it looks like Baby? No wait, that looks like off-brand Baby. Why does the animatronic look so different? Because, my friends, that is actually Ella doll from the books. Ella was originally made for Charlie by her father Henry. It was made to match her size, so assuming that Abby resembles Charlotte, it would be perfect to stuff her inside of it. Why would Scott include this specific animatronic, which most people wouldn't even know, unless it's hinting at something. This is all the evidence that I've gathered on this mystery. I really do think that Abby and Charlotte are connected in some way, even if they're not intended to be the exact same person. And I think that Henry is likely the father of Mike in this universe. Do you have any evidence for or against this theory? I'd love to hear it in the comments. What's your theory on who the parents are? And comment any questions you walked out of the movie with, because believe me, I have a lot of questions. Also, this is the first video on my new YouTube account. I plan on uploading more Fnaf theories, maybe other theories, gaming content, tier lists, quizzes, reviews, and a range of content. Subscribe for more.